Good morning, yes, good morning, good afternoon, good evening from wherever you're watching us from all over the world. Yes, I welcome you to Bystanders at Newsstand this morning, 21st of March 2024. My name is Kolade for Larry Kadesh Prince. As you all know, Bystander at the Newsstand is a program where we come to the newsstand in the city of Lagos here in Nigeria, where we get to hear reviews and views of people who come here to talk about news making rounds and the headlines. This morning, I say very big welcome to all of you. We thank those who have been part of this program from the onset. We thank all our viewers from all over the world. We thank all our reviewers who, one way or the other, sacrifice their time, most times, to make sure that they tell the world about their views of some of these headlines making rounds. Today is another promising day. Today is another wonderful day that we're going to be talking about the news that is making rounds in Nigeria. Today, we have all our reviewers on ground who are ready to talk to us. I want to say that this is Flip TV. If you want to continue to enjoy most of our programs, you can subscribe to our sister channel, which is Flip TV Plus on YouTube. We're on Instagram, we're on Facebook, and we're on X. Yes, today, this morning, I have a lot of newspapers lined up that we are going to be talking about. A lot of things have happened between yesterday and today, and it's a lot of things that that asks for concerns. A lot of things, a lot of information that people want to know about. Yes, this is the city of Lagos, and the heart of Lagos. We're here at Bystanders at Newsstand. Yes, without wasting much time, I'd like to go to the first newspaper we have this morning. Yes, the first newspaper we have this morning is The Nation. The Nation newspapers, the major headline in the Nation newspapers this morning: public funded trips on hold for 3 months. Public funded trips, public funded foreign trips on hold for 3 months. Yes, that's on the Nation newspaper this morning. There's a subheading which says, "Don't distract ministers with oversight invitations. President cautions lawmakers." It says, "Don't distract ministers with oversight invitations. President cautions lawmakers." You can get that in the Nation newspapers this morning. There's also another headline in the Nation newspapers. It says, "CBN clears 7 billion forex backlog." CBN clears $7 billion forex backlog. Boost for economy. Yes, Senate House passed student loan bill in record time. Senate House passed student loan bill in record time. You can get this on the page 4 of the Nation newspapers this morning, 21st March 2024. Kaduna abduction, Sani worried over rising number of informants. New bill raises service condition for judges and others. That's in the Nation newspaper this morning. LP sinks deeper into crisis. The Labour Party sinks deeper into crisis. Yes, that's in the Nation newspaper this morning. Slain Army 17 to get national honor and befitting burial. Delta community now military zone, says the Nigerian police force. Yes, that's for the Nation newspapers this morning. I'll go straight to the Salient Times. The Salient Times says, LP flays NLC's invasion over party secretariat, while NLC shut down Labour Party headquarters. The Labour Party flays NLC's invasion over party Secretariat. That's in the Salient Times newspaper this morning. Service chiefs, senators in closed door session over soldiers killing. Over soldiers killing in the community feud between Aguama and Okolobia communities of Delta State. Yes, that's in the Salient Times this morning. Also in the Salient Times, we have police arrest dismissed soldiers and one other for robbery in Abuja. Reps approve new salaries, allowances for judicial officers. Homeless man charged for stealing soup, fufu, noodles, onions, salt, and so on in Ekiti State. Yes, that's in the Salient Times this morning. And also, the army says why Kuje prison break was successful. That's in the Salient Times this morning also. Everybody should grow something, Remi Tinubu tells Nigerian. The wife of the president, the first lady of Nigeria, Senator Mrs. Oluremi Tinubu says everybody should grow something. Admonishes Nigerians to grow something so that we can always have something to eat. On the international scene, Vietnam's president resigns after just a year in office. Vietnam's president resigns after just a year in office. Suspected ritualists remove young boy's eyes in Bauchi. Yes, that's in the Salient Times this morning. My wife got pregnant for another man twice, man tells court. You can get that in the Salient Times this morning, 21st March 2024. Federal government lists 15 persons who read the change as terrorism financiers. That's in the Salient Times. Senate passes student loan bill. Okay, that's all for the Salient Times this morning. I'd like to quickly go to the Blueprint. The Blueprint newspapers. The major headlines here this morning says, federal government lists Mamu, 14 others, BDCs as terrorism financiers. Federal government lists Mamu, 14 others as BDCs as terrorism financiers. Some individuals linked to Al-Qaeda's Owo Catholic Church attack. NFIU, that's the National Financial Intelligence Unit, orders funds, assets, other economic resources frozen. Yes, you can get that in the Blueprint newspapers this morning. Federal government lists Mamu, 14 others, BDCs as terrorism financiers. Yes, 3.7 trillion budget padding. Chief CSOs demand list of constituency projects. That's also in the Blueprint newspaper this morning. And also some of the news that we have gotten from other newspapers. The army blames Kuje jailbreak on low fence and absence of CCTV. It says army blames Kuje jailbreak on low fence and absence of closed circuit television. In Plateau State, widows, families of dead police officers receive 2.8 million naira. That's in Plateau. Widows, families of dead police officers receive 2.8 million naira. Allow MDAs to do their work. Tinubu pleads with National Assembly. You can get all this from the Blueprint newspapers this morning. Yes, from the Blueprint newspapers, I go to the Guardian newspapers. The Guardian newspapers, the major headlines there says it's quite different from some of the headlines we have read in other newspapers. This is quite different. It says federal government spends 6 trillion naira subsidy on unavailable electricity in 10 years. Federal government spends 6 trillion naira on unavailable electricity in 10 years. Yes, that's it on the Guardian newspapers this morning. International organization to federal government. Don't scare credible investors away. Settle with Sunrise Mambila Hydro. That's in the Guardian newspapers this morning. INEC to CSOs. No election report, no accreditation. You can get that on the page on page 6 of the Guardian newspapers this morning, and that's all for the Guardian newspapers. Yes. Before I go, please arrest kidnappers of Chinese national in Kwara State. That'll be all for the Guardian newspapers this morning. And I go straight to First News. One of the major headlines in the First News newspaper this morning is about a journalist, Segun Olatunji, who has been abducted. The family yesterday, as we know, said they should please. He appeals to the federal government, appeals to authorities, the families of Segun Olatunji, the kidnapped journalist, who the family says he has asthma, and for him not to die untimely, the families plead to the federal government and those in authority to please work every means to put all pieces together so that their patriarch, Segun Olatunji, can be released to them so he can quickly be attended to medically. Now, the news in the First News this morning on Free Segun Now. Segun Olatunji, we won't tolerate harassment, intimidation of editors. That is straight from the Nigerian Guild of Editors this morning. Yes, CJN to receive 5.39 million. Supreme Court justices, 4.21 million as reps pass judicial officers pay rise bill. That's in the First News newspaper this morning. Complete list of 9 persons, 6 BDCs financing terrorism in Nigeria. Nigerian missing from top 10 universities in Africa's ranking. That's in the First News newspaper this morning. And I go quickly to the Matrix. The major headlines here in the Matrix newspaper this morning says, Labour Party, NLC crisis worsens. Okwama killings, Senate declares support for military after service chiefs briefing. That's in the Matrix newspaper this morning. It also says, Labour Party, NLC crisis worsens. Ajairo's claim that NLC owns LP, not backed by Electoral Act or the Constitution. That's what the Labour Party says. Accuses NLC of parading militant arm, threatens lawsuit over libelous statement against Abure. Focus on negotiating better working condition, welfare for the average Nigeria, for the average Nigerian worker. Abure bombs Ajaero. NLC calls for caretaker transition committee to organize legitimate, all-inclusive national government. You can get all this information from the Matrix newspaper this morning, 21st of March, 2024. Idris Elba partners with Mo Abudu on Dust to Dreams. That's in the Nollywood film industry. Idris Elba partners Mo Abudu on Dust to Dreams film. We should be on the lookout for that film. It's going to be a bomb. Yes, Business Day, Nigeria gets payout from Shell in first since 2020. For the Daily Trust newspaper this morning, controversy trails leaked list of terrorist financiers. That's in the Daily Trust this morning. Varsity unions strike, exams stalled in BUK, lectures disrupted in others. Yes, that's for the Daily Trust this morning. Quickly, I'll just take one or two from the Vanguard newspapers. And the Vanguard newspaper major headline says, killings, troops come Bayelsa, Delta Creeks for militant leader. Troops come Bayelsa, Delta Creeks for militant leader. And the Punch newspapers this morning, there's a major headlines which says Naira rebounds to 1,400 Naira per dollar as speculators offload forex. Nigerian specialists at Parallel, Nigerian appreciates at parallel official markets. Operators foresee $1,200 Naira per dollar in weeks. CBN tightens news on currency speculators. Completes payment of $7 billion forex backlogs. NEMA blames water scarcity as fire raises 4 Lagos buildings. Yesterday, 4 buildings were razed by fire in the Lagos Island local government area of Lagos State, Dosumu, and some parts of Isaleko. Dosumu, a part of Isaleko. 4 buildings was razed by fire. In eventuality, one of the buildings eventually collapsed as the fire was not being able to contain, as NEMA says it was due to lack of water. It was due to scarcity of water. Lagos transporters accuse OP Mensa officers of extortion and harassment. Senate names committee room after late Olubadan. LP demands NLC president's arrest over party secretariat invasion. Yes, that's it for the newspapers we have this morning. We still have a lot of other newspapers, but these newspapers all have almost the same headlines. And today, we are going to be reviewing about 3 or 4 of the major headlines making rounds in Nigeria. First, I'd like to welcome Mr. Kunle, who is going to be our first reviewer for today on bystanders at Newsstand. Mr. Kunle, you're welcome, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much, and kudos for you to even make me one of the first commentators on your the bystander. So I've been planning to be in that position once, that I will come in time and I will be the first to speak. But I thank God you give me that privilege today.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for the new day. Thank you for life. We thank God for life. Thank God for being alive today. Because if not God, who are we?
Who are we?
Yeah.
Yes, we want to say a very big thank you to you once again for always being available for us anytime we call on you to come and review one thing or the other on bystanders at the Newsstand.
Yeah, this is my family.
Thank you very much.
Right.
And now, the major headline this morning says federal government lists Mamu, 14 others, BDCs as terrorism financiers.
Yeah.
This terrorism didn't start today. It's been on from the government of since we entered this democratic dispensation. But as we grew into other dispensations of democracy in Nigeria from after 1999, is becoming worsening. What's your take on this list that has been released by the National Financial Intelligence Unit? What do you think?
I'm really happy that it's coming too late, and it's better to come late than never.
Because it's better to be late than never.
This same issue was brought up under Buhari regime, and they died it out. Malami, that was the Attorney General.
The Attorney General of Federation
told us
in the last government.
They caught some people in Dubai. They are sponsors of these terrorists, and he said they will be on secret trial. And there was an uproar that why secret trial? Show us the faces of these bastards. Show us the faces.
No, please. We will not allow you to
can I say
vulgar
they are charlatans? Can I say murderer?
They are suspects at the moment, and we will not allow you.
No, I'm talking of the bandits.
No. We will not allow you to use such words on people who are suspects.
I think it's going to be a very tall order. Listen for me too, because the way I hate these people is just to my bones, man. I hate these terrorists, and I don't know why they have been tolerating them up till now. And so what I'm saying now is Malami told us that they've caught some of them in Dubai and they are going to be on secret trial. That was when I started, suspecting foul play. Why secret trial? Why not showing the face and name shame them? Because when these people were killing, they get their targets at ease. So let them see their faces and see the faces of the terror and name shame them and name shame their accomplice, the people that accomplice with the crime likewise. And sir, I want to say kudos to NIA, NFIU,
National Financial Intelligence Unit.
Yes, kudos to them. They are doing a great job. And kudos to national agency. Yeah, the National Security Agency, NSA. That's the NSA, which is Ribadu. Ribadu, Mama Nuru Ribadu is doing a great job there. And I think some people cannot just capitalize on this country, that they owns the country and they can do anything and go scot-free with it. This is the time to bring all these bad eggs to book. And I want to say something. There's a diversionary level now. We are in the diversionary system now, as it is. The diversity we are having in this country is not helping. It's not helping issue. When you see some elements will tell you are tribal because meanwhile the tribal is even flowing inside them, the bigotry is even flowing inside them, and we cannot build a true nation on this platform like that, on this level we have, on this terrain we have now. So I think everybody has to buckle his bets up now and see how we can fix the country up, even if it's not yet right for us to fix the country up. Let us go back to the constitution. That's where they are hiding that constitution. 1999 constitution. That's the military constitution and McPherson constitution. They should bring out that. And I thank God that I was so glad when I saw the 4 wise men of Anyoku, this General Ikenwachuku, the Afenifere leader Adebanjo. The meeting was initiated by what's it called, Sanwo-Olu, and they were in Lagos House to rub minds on what's the way forward. And thank God that all of them agreed on the constitution, deceptive constitution we have that cannot take us anywhere. And mind you, sir, it's the same generals, people, they are crying loud now that constitution is a deceptive constitution. So there's no hidden space for anybody again. And the one we are using now, there was an input. This guy inserted into the constitution. That's the what's it called? Abdusalam. General Abdusalam retired. Yeah, one ambassador was about to come in as the president of the country then. But to me, I think there's still going to be lights at the end of the tunnel.
Okay, yes, you said there's going to be lights at the end of the tunnel. Before I ask you the other question, before we expatiate more on this issue of this list of people who are financing terrorism in Nigeria, I'd like to say a very big thank you and a big welcome to those on our live chat platform on YouTube at Flip TV from all over the world. Yes, from King Joe Ogba. He says, good morning to everyone here. He's watching from Budapest. Thank you very much for always being with us, King Joe Ogba. Crown Banj says, good morning. Udeze Chima says, good morning. Crown Banj says, good morning to you all and have a great start to the day. Love from Canada. Frank Ibe says, good morning, everyone. Uku Oji greets everyone. Udeze Chima also says, good morning. Romero Ray says, good morning. Romero Ray says, good morning, exactly. Ajayi Boy says, good morning. Uche G says, good morning. Uku Oji, Omunne Birikwenua. Yeah, that's from Uku Oji.
It must be a chief.
Romero Ray says, the money Tinubu government has used on TRIP is enough to build industry all over the world. We're still going to come into that the stopping of funds of international trip for public office holders. Udeze Chima says, Amechi Nwachukwu has not come for a while. Yes, Amechi Nwachukwu is quite busy, and I know he's one of the major reviewers that people like to hear from, and I'm sure that he's going to be here very soon. Benedict Olanye says, greetings from Atlanta, Georgia. He says he loves all the reviewers. Dutchman Pounds greets us. Yes, Romerio Reyes says, upon all the trips of President Tinubu, none has brought a positive thing in Nigeria. Adewumi Adeloye greets us. Udeze Chima, what will they do with the names that has been released from these terrorism financiers? What will they do with the names? At the end of the day, they will walk free. Not be Nigeria they talk about. That's from Udeze Chima, and we're still coming to that question. Romerio Reyes says nothing will happen to those people that are sponsoring terrorists in Nigeria because Fulani are the owner of Nigeria, whether you take it or leave it. That's from Romerio. Adewumi Adeloye says turn by turn Nigeria. I don't think Nigeria is a true nation. That is the reason for all this mess. Udeze Chima says we should ask you, Mr. Kunle, that why are you calling Pa Adebanjo a wise man now? But before the election, he called him names because he supported Obi. Let's hold on that. As the program continues, we'll read other comments from the live chat of people from around the world. Now, we have said that the federal government have released lists. This list is not new to us. According to what you said, that Malami invited some of those people or most of those people on this list to Dubai so that they can have a secret, what did you call it the other time? What was that word you used the other time?
A secret, was it conversation?
A secret conversation. Now, some quarters have said that maybe because the names are filled with northerners, that was why Malami and the Buhari government could not publish those names now. Now that the president of Nigeria now, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, has released this list to the public knowledge of Nigerians, what do you think will be the way forward?
Okay, what I think that will be the way forward is, first of all, let me commend the president for his boldness to bring the cats out of the bag and let people know these are the enemies. These are our enemies. And thank God for that. I think we are getting there. Bit by bit, we get there. And to me, as it is now, they should swing into action to bring these people to book. And the one that needs to be executed should be executed because they kill a lot. And the one that needs to be sentenced should be sentenced. And we don't want a situation where they will take them to Kuje prison again and they will say they escaped because a lot of innocent blood has been wasted on the ground of this country. And I think that's part of the problem we have been having in a country that is just full of soak-up blood and soak-up blood all around. You think God will be happy with such a country? I mean, no. Because we are not meant to be doing that. And what I need from the National Security Advisor, he should swing into action on intel. What we need most now is the intel, and there must be collaboration of DMI, of the NSA, of the what's it called? Defense. What's it called? The one in the
defense headquarters.
No, the one in Magodo there. That's
okay. DSS
people. So they should collaborate together on intel so that they can speed up the arrest of the remaining ones. You know, because as it is now, how many are they? They are just few. What channel are those money passing through? The bandits will be in the bush and they'll be dictating, they'll be demanding millions, billions of naira. What channel did they use to get those money to them in the bush? That means there are some big fish that are behind those terrorism.
Yes. Some people have said most of the names on this list are people that are close to politicians in Nigeria. Do you think, or do you not think, this issue eventually, like some people say, the Nigerian factor, some of these things at the end of the day will be swept under the carpet?
Thank you very much, sir. That's why when I came in, I said the happiest mood I was when I heard the wise men that came on the table, that constitution that they are hiding from us, without that constitution, there can't be any, there can't be any judgments. Without the constitution, there can't be any good Nigeria. As we are talking now, this is the way we just be managing the country. We want a full-blown working Nigeria, and that constitution is what will work for us. When you know that if a terrorist is being caught, right, a terrorist that has killed, he will kill by sword, must die by sword. You don't need to, there's a death sentence, this is the sign on. The governors have that power to sign the death sentence, but none of them did it, except Comrade Adam Oshiomhole was the only one that implemented that death sentence. Because there must always be a deterrent. When there's no deterrent, the other will start following suit. That after all, when Bandit so did his own, they just pat him on the head and enlisted him. Even enlisted him, they radicalized him and enlisted him into Nigerian army. So
okay, quickly. Yeah, Robert Uche from our live chat says, but Kunle, you said a few days ago that Ribadu should be sacked because he's incompetent. Do you still stand by that?
You see, I always tell them, I'm here to checkmate the people in power. When they are doing good, I'll praise them. When they are doing bad, not only Ribadu, I said he should be sacked. I said the other guy, the one from that's the Minister for Power. The Minister for Power from that they picked from Ibadan. Adebayo should be sacked likewise, because we've been having inconsistent lights in the country. So what's the excess that we have a Minister for Power and there's no power, there's no light, So I don't want to know who he is, but he too should be sacked, should be relieved.
Okay. In a ratio of 1 to 10, with this list that has been released, maybe pessimistically or optimistically, in a ratio of 1 to 10, how will you rate the government on this action?
I will still rate them. I will still rate them 4.5.
Why 4.5?
Why 4.5? Because it's coming too late. A lot of souls have died. The souls that we should have prevented them from dying have died, and we allow these ragtag bandits to perpetuate our space. They've gone so far as it is now. The bandits have gone so far. Have you ever heard in the history of the country where bandits will be flaunting their power, that you send 40 billion to them for them to release the people in the captivity?
Is it 40 billion or 40 trillion?
They started with trillion, but they knew that that trillion is going to be a joke.
It's going
to be a joke to them. So they changed their mind. Later, I think they arrived at 10 billion or so. And they have somebody that is the advisor or is their counsel that always go to the desert to meet them and negotiate with them. I'm talking of the Gumen of this world is still working free. It's still working free. Does he have two heads? I listened to an American major of Yoruba descendants. He was analyzing everything.
An American major
Yoruba descendants. Someone Ogunsanya like that. I listened to him. He said somebody like Gumi, especially being a retired colonel, ought not to be moving freely. Because he knew where those bandits are. He's always their spokesperson. This is what they want. This is what the government should give them amnesty. Government should give killers amnesty. I've never heard that. You can see America, all the terrorists that is troubling their land, their homeland, they always sneak them out one by one and get them killed. You can see the one they killed in Iran. Yeah. One powerful guy that is one of the best general, I think is the best general in Iran. They caught him and they sneaked him down. Yeah, with the Mali. You can see what's happening to our system in Nigeria here. So what we need now, I said it and all over and over. Sir, that constitution, you are hiding it somewhere. Is in the cover in Abuja. Let them bring it out for us to be able to feel the impact of the country, because nobody is feeling the impact of the country. The masses are not feeling it, right? And I've known this right from onset. When I started with the the bystander, I said, no, we go nowhere without a working constitution. And here we are today. The wise men that rose up now, I think they should keep on the pressure. They should keep on the pressure so that it can lead us to a promised land. Everybody can find his way.
Thank you. Thank you very much. We're very grateful. Thank you very much. Yes, Mr. Olajide. Before I bring you in, I want to read one or two chats from some of our people from around the globe. Ozo Obinwa says, Kunle means like you have started saying what everyone is saying. Robert Uche also says, but Kunle, you said a few days that Ribadu, yes, we have talked about that. Udeze Chima says, Kunle, your problem is that you are not consistent. You are like the English weather. That's what we have so far. For those who want to be part of this program, you can go on our bio. You can call us live. We're here live in the city of Lagos, the heart of Lagos, Ogba, Ikeja. Yes. You're welcome, sir.
Mr. Olajide by name.
Mr. Olajide. Now, federal government has listed people who are financial, terrorism financiers. And they have all documents to back this up. What's your take? Do you think the government has done what is right? Because for a long time, we all know these people, like the government used to say those days before this present government came in, that we all know these people, but nobody wanted to mention names. Do you think this present government has done the right thing by mentioning names?
See, I will give this government kudos in the sense that the former government under Malami being the Attorney General of Buhari, told us they come across intelligent report of some terrorism financiers. I think if I'm correct, in Dubai based, something like that. But the whole country was expecting him to name whom these people are. But to our greatest surprise, TD
Continue, please. Go ahead.
till the administration wound up, the names were not mentioned. So if this government is going ahead from where our nation Buhari stopped and actually mentioning names, we should give them a pat on the back. It's a good step in the right direction. At least they were bonding up, they were emboldened to mention names. Whether it's not left for those who have been mentioned to come out and clear their names before the process of the law. That no, it's a fallacy, it's a deformation of character. But that they are even gone ahead to mention names in the first place, it's a good thing they have done. It's a development on their part. I give them pat on the back. Then I will not want them to stop at name mentioning. I will not.
Continue. Go ahead, please.
I will not want them to stop at name mentioning. I want them to continue from where they've mentioned the names to going ahead. According to what you said, they have documents to back it up. To actually, go ahead and prosecute them and serve as a deterrent to others who want to continue in this line of sponsorship of terrorism. Otherwise, there wouldn't be any difference between what we hear all the while. Terrorism are this, that. Maybe they should make some people a bolding example. They made them to go through the rigor of the law. They are convicted. Those who are convicted of murder, whatever, they are summarily executed before the public people sees. Those who are sentenced to lifetime imprisonment, they were meant to serve the jail term. That's what will checkmate this terrorism financing. The perpetrators and the financiers. This is what to make everybody sit down and connect themselves instead of saying we continue to go on, in that line of action. Not only that, those who are being emboldened to claim the country belongs to them, it's their own birthright, Nigeria is their property. I think the government, the new sheriff in town, having gone through that way, must have been sending signals to them that hello, the new sheriff is in town. It's like this sheriff is not going to take nonsense. They will be checkmated and depart from the source line of action. they should go ahead and prosecute those who have been said you are the list of terrorism. That's what I've said concerning terrorism.
Thank you very much. We're very grateful, Mr. Olajide. Yes, thank you very much, sir. You're welcome to Bystanders at Newsstand. Can the people from all over the world know your name, sir?
My name is Amos Babatunde.
Mr. Amos Babatunde,
Yes,
the federal government has put on hold international travels funded by the federal government to public office holders. What's your take? Do you think the government has done this in the right path?
they have done it. They have done it now. It's very good at that. For our president, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, that they will not give them money and travel with the money. If they travel with the money, they are going to use our money in the whole country. As you stop them to no carry our money go over Nigeria. When they stay in this country and let Nigeria be better country, when they don't carry our money go travel. If they carry the money go travel, how many times they say you go come Nigeria? Carry their money come Nigeria here. So it's not good. As you tell them, when they don't take our money travel to anywhere. When you want to carry their money come Nigeria here, come different of Nigeria. They don't see how you go come this Nigeria here. So when they don't carry our money go abroad, when they don't travel with our money, it's a very good idea for our country to develop. Not to develop our Nigeria. If our Nigeria develop, everybody will enjoy.
So you are in a great support
Yes.
Of what President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has done
Yes.
concerning this.
Yes, it's a very good idea. It's very good idea. You cannot see Oyibo carry their money come Nigeria here, come and develop. You say that while you Dubai here, we stubborn to carry money to go travel for waiting. If you go London, you can't see all this wire for. You will see the wire pass ground.
Underground cables.
Underground cables. If you hear Coca-Cola, you go the fear where you go drunk, where you go save yourself. Where I can save, you go the run up and down. Know that for you, go land.
Thank you very
God
much,
bless
Mr. Amos. It's now having you
Thank you very
on
much.
Bystanders at Newsstand
God bless you.
this morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
You're welcome to
No, because
Bystanders.
you are trying to recollect whether you can actually mention my name.
Not
But
that.
you don't know my name.
Please let the
My
people
name
as
is-
well.
Of course, they know Chinedu now.
To Mr. Chinedu. You're welcome to Bystanders this morning at the Newsstand. Yes, the list has been released of people that, okay, we can't call them suspects anymore because the federal government says there are documents backing the claim of the facts that these are the people that have been financing terrorism in Nigeria. What's so bothering is the fact that Bureau de Change operators are even part of the list. What's your take? Do you think the government has done the right thing by releasing this name? Do you think the government will follow it tooth and nail to make sure that
The northern politicians have been sitting on it for a very long time. It's one of the reasons that don't want any Southerner to be in the position of the presidency, because some of these things will be unveiled, to Nigerians to know. This is one of the struggle why, they are still insisting that after Tinubu might have gone, another Southerner is still going to occupy that place so that we begin to unveil most of the damage they have done to Nigeria for over 104 years now. But that notwithstanding, for me, I think whatever decision they're going to take based on that, I believe there should be a court process to that, until that, or begin to see that happen, we begin to see the direction where they are heading to. But it's not a surprise to us that Buhari was able to sit on it, subsequent leaders were able to sit on it because of Northerners dominated the system so far. This is not a matter of sentiment. This is reality. The North has been able to enjoy this country more than anybody. And all they do is to loot oil resources, Niger Delta, Biafran money, wealth, and use it to advance jihadist movements. No, that is not. So it's a high time the Middle Belt, the Southern lands themselves, you will need to sit down properly and get these people arrested. Look at one of them was even a very close ally that even some time ago we are also being used by Buhari, was also being named with some other people from Saudi Arabia or thereabout. Gumi should be questioned. I expected by now the DSS, because you know that he's not an able man. The DSS would have moved in. Big RFI too, because see, they should tell us more. Bros, let me tell you. When you make certain statements, even Buhari, when you say you make Nigeria ungovernable, when you a nation that has seen you through all your life, that you have benefited immensely from, and the same people will come out and tell you they are fighting, they are using our commonwealth. No, brother, have you seen it? Assuming Tinubu is not there now, how are you going to know the truth? They will sit on it and they tell you say, no, there's nothing like that. It is high time Tinubu take a drastic. See, bros, we have lost over 7 million lives to jihadist movement in Nigeria. And the money they are using to sponsor wickedness is coming from oil.
Oil from the south.
So bros, you know the thing, the fight still remain. Please, Tinubu should not. This is not a matter of political ally. Many blood have been wasted. Many families have been destroyed. That's why after this latest time you see Gumi, I'm in charge. I will negotiate. Buhari refused to publish.
But this terrorism didn't start with Buhari. It didn't really start with Jonathan. But Jonathan was a southerner as president. Why didn't he too at that time release this list?
Bros, if you look at what happened, that's why
Let's
if you
come
look
closer.
at the genesis of it all, and when Muhammad Yusuf from Borno State, who was once a commissioner, let me not talk about the current vice president. I'm not going to mention his name.
Okay.
There's this other guy, Amudu Sherif. These are elements that has suspicious interior motives connecting to the agenda to, first of all, checkmate Jonathan because of the way he came into power. Remember the death of Yar'Adua. With due respect, he's a man Nigerians believe that to an extent, maybe he would have unveiled some certain things and be able to advance Nigeria. Then Jonathan came in unexpectedly, even when they tried to shut him down. Dora Akunyili, Dr. Dora Akunyili died.
Memory.
Yes, was Minister of Information then. She gave her life for Jonathan. And Jonathan have not forgotten. And that is true.
But why even
The fact that they look at every other means they would have used. They struck a deal, and the biggest school kidnapping attack took place in Chibok. And that was the beginning.
But are you saying that even at that time, former President Goodluck Ebele Jonathan didn't know those who were behind this?
It might not be privileged to have security reports on that, because as at that time too, we are still having Northerners occupying military positions. They can decide, even National Intelligence Agency, they were still there, National Security Advisor, not there, full everywhere there. So he might not be privileged to have access.
So that means the president now has guts to step on toes for things to be better.
You know why? Because he was able to, move them one side so that he can have a clearer space on how he want of what he want to achieve. I bet you if that we still have all these northerners occupying defense, this and that, you wouldn't have been seeing this. So he's a breath of the fresh air. Now he has started having access to sensitive information of what is going on. It's an embarrassment to Tinubu if you, no matter how you look at it. The biggest school kidnap attack was done under his administration after 10 years. It's a fact. So at that time, this were why they were struggling. They didn't want Jonathan, to go for second term, and eventually he did not succeed in advancing that cause.
Okay, Mr. Chinedu, before we go ahead, I'd like to quickly read a chat from Mr. Odeze Chima. Mr. Odeze Chima said, Jonathan tackled insecurity and would have cleaned the north of terrorists, but he was frustrated by the same northerners. That's what Odeze Chima sent from the online chat. Andrew Ogunjimi says, immunity for politicians should be removed from the Constitution of Nigeria. In a democratic country, all citizens are equal. Uku Oji says, insecurity is another oil well in the north.
Okay, thank you for those submissions. Yes, of course. I'm in the same line with Odeze Chima, of course, and other people who are also commented. But the facts still remain. Please, the fact is still remain. It might not be necessarily a pure political agenda. If you look at the whole thing, the way it's moving, it looks like, this is a well-chronicled movement agenda, this agenda. No, because when you talk about a nation, national unity, cohesion, by all stakeholders who meant well for Nigeria, there's no need. Let us go to the political arena and campaign and market ourselves to Nigerians instead of killing Nigerians. That was what Jonathan said. Nobody his ambition does not want anybody's blood.
Thank you.
That is it.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chinedu. It's nice having you once again.
Thank you.
Yes, you're welcome.
Yeah, good morning, sir.
Good morning. Please come closer to the microphone. Yeah. Thank you. Can we meet you, please?
My name is David.
Yes, Mr. David. Mr. David, I'd like to ask you your take on the ban, the stop, or the suspension of public travel with funds from the federal government on ministers, MDAs, and all that.
First and foremost, I would like to speak all the subject matter first.
It's still part of the subject matter.
But then I will come to that.
Okay.
Pardon me.
Just have
Now,
your
first and foremost, the list that have been mentioned by the president, the list of the terrorists, of those that finance terrorism in Nigeria. First thing I want to say, that list was not, Tinubu government was not the set of people that actually bring out the list. It was the previous government, Buhari, mentioned those names. Now, don't forget that, see, even the major financier, Mamu, or what's his name, the Kaduna-based publisher.
But when you say the previous government mentioned this name, it was not in any national daily.
It was in the national dailies. I stand to be corrected. Don't forget that see, the Kaduna-based publisher was arrested in Cario in 2023 and is still in DSS custody till date. So one thing is that I believe that Tinubu should prosecute them, because Buhari has already highlighted the names and mentioned, and then the name was being published to Nigerians. We saw it, but see, along that, what stopped Buhari was just the fact that Buhari did not go after them to arrest them. He only mentioned their name. Now that Tinubu has followed suit, he should not just throw it under the carpet. Let them be tried and then prosecuted. That is the only way Nigerians can believe that the government is fighting, is winning war against insurgency. You can just mention their names. Mr. A is sponsoring terrorism, but is that person being tried? Are they in DSS custody? Now, the BDC promoting or financing terrorism. Why don't you arrest them? Who are those? These people are not ghosts. Look for them, arrest them, and then let them be tried. Open trial. Let Nigerians know them that these are people financing. These are the people who have connived with terrorists to at least killed about 7.8 million people. So that is what Nigerians want to hear. Not you giving us their names. We don't need their names. That is at your own jurisdictions. You've done your own survey. Try them. Let them. If it's death warrant, let them die.
Don't you think mentioning their names is just to make sure that the governance in Nigeria now is very transparent?
Sure, that also is a welcome development. But don't forget that the Canada-based publisher has been in custody of DSS even before Tinubu came on board as the president. And then for one day, the man has done for one day appeared in court. So who is the government fooling? Don't give, just don't sell, don't just bobo us. Let the needful be done. The Canada-based publisher, Mamu, let him come to court. Let him appear in court. Okay. So every Nigerians can know that truly you are fighting the war against insurgency. You can come and then mention names, and then at the end you let them be in one room enjoying luxury lives.
Thank you.
and then again, lastly to the question you said about the travel ban, to me it's a welcome development. Like we've seen countless times how ministers just go on foreign trip without the consent of the president. Now again, if any minister should go on foreign trip, it should not be over bloated budget. Let it be trimmed to that issue of the number of people who go. You must get approval before you embark on any foreign trip. That is how it ought to be. And don't forget that Tinubu to even promise us that see, whenever he wants to go on any trip, he will trim down his
entourage.
But that has not, Tinubu has not fulfilled to that. We saw last time we went to Qatar, Sheikh Tinubu was not part of the delegates or of his entourage. Why is Sheikh Tinubu and then Yinka Tinubu, are they government officials? They have no business. You will see now, we saw the list. Sheikh Tinubu, first name, private. Yinka Tinubu, second, private. And then the names of the ministers come below Sheikh Tinubu. And then if Tinubu knows Nigerian, he wants to run Nigerian like a family affair, he should resign. How can the president want to go on a trip and then we see his sons and his daughter as part of the entourage spending taxpayers' money? Nigerians will not condone that.
Thank you very much. Yeah. Sorry, Pastor Matthew, you want to talk together, the three of you? Or you have come to give him moral support?
No. Mr. Kola, say any festival like this, like Easter period, Christmas, we do inform our viewers because we do have get together.
Okay.
Like during Xmas time, we did get together and we informed them. So that's why you see all of us come.
Okay.
To tell them about the Easter period.
Okay.
Easter is already around the corner.
Easter is around the corner. That's so, 29th.
We're using this medium to reach out to our SM viewers that Easter is around the corner and we shall be having a get-together.
Easter celebration get-together.
Yes. Okay. That anyone as they are being led to support the get-together, we appreciate it.
Okay. Thank you.
We'll still remind them.
We'll still remind them tomorrow.
Okay, no problem. Thank you very much. Pastor Matthew, as you are fondly called. Yes. 3 things. there's the issue of the dollar falling to 1,400 naira. And people have been saying the dollar has gone to 1,400 naira and the price of rice in the market has not changed. The price of egusi has not changed. The price of transport has not changed.
Yes.
Pastor Matthew, can it be done overnight?
Beyond being done overnight, I think the government should look at the root cause of why the price of goods are not coming down in commensurate with the falling dollar against naira. I think the reason is not far-fetched. Because let's look at the genesis of food inflation in Nigeria, particularly under this administration. You agree with me that PMS, Premium Motor Spirit, what we popularly call fuel, has multiplied effect in our local economy. To the extent that the moment Mr. President Senator Ahmed Bola Tinubu said subsidy is gone, through his inaugural speech, that statement in itself was a catalyst that influenced price of goods and services in Nigeria. Don't forget that if you need to transport tomato from Kano to Lagos, you are transporting onions from Kaduna to Lagos, moving yam from Benue to Lagos, moving palm oil from Southeast to Lagos, moving garri from South to Lagos. You are doing this using the transportation system. And whether we like it or not, the price of moving these goods have increased. The man who is selling in Lagos, the woman who is selling in Lagos the price of bringing it to Lagos must be reflected in the price he's selling.
But you see, to the common man, everybody believes that why things are expensive now is because the dollar rose to an exorbitant price.
It's one of the factors.
So why has the dollar gone down a little and the price is still of goods and commodities?
That is one of the factors. There is another angle to it, attitude of Nigerians. Because what you discover in Nigeria is, if dollar rise from 1,400 naira a dollar to 1,700 naira a dollar, goods that people already have in stock to the current reality, they will tell you that if they sell their own stock, that they cannot go and buy and restock, that their restocking will be affected by the current exchange rates. Then when the price comes down, when the exchange rate comes down, and they refuse to bring it down, if you confront them, you know what they will tell you? They will tell you that things are not stable. They are still watching. That there are possibilities that the thing will go back. So in this sense of it, business people are not sincere. That is the truth. They are equally catching on the volatility of the exchange rates.
Okay, now let's look at the NLC and the Labour Party. There has been issues between the two of them. They say they want to remove Abure, they want to remove Ajero and all that. With the situation of things, do you think the NLC truly is fighting for the betterment or a better living for Nigerian workers?
I think NLC, unfortunately, have exposed itself, particularly the leadership, as more interested in politics more than the welfare of their members. Because for me, I think as a body, you needed not to be seen as politicking to the level we are seeing. To the point that NLC members invaded Labour Party secretariats. As we speak, there's an allegation or another accusation from Abuja that they made away with money meant to pay workers, some properties belonging to the party and all that. Though that is allegation. But however I look at it, for me, it is wrong for NSC under Joe Ajaero to be seen to be politicking in the manner we are seeing. Because if you are a current member of a political, I agree that Labour Party is an offshoot of Labour as a body. But at one point, if you want, just like the Labour Party have told Joe Ajaero, if you want to become the party chairman, resign your position and come and contest. I think it's simple. But that notwithstanding, if Labour Party is doing anything that is outside the constitution of the party, I think they should correct it. Because part of the allegation from the Labour Congress is that the planned convention in Umuahia is wrong.
by the timing and all that. And they foresee a situation where an Abure wants to illegally elongate his tenure. I think the right thing to do is to challenge him in court if they are legitimate and if they are local standing within the party to challenge internal democracy in the party. But looking at the whole thing politically, I think Jay Ajaero is exposing himself to political arena. And that is dangerous for the Labour as a body.
Thank you very much, Pastor Matthew. I'd
Thank
like
you.
to stop
All
the
right.
review from this point.
Okay,
So
thank
that
you
we
very
can have
much.
others talk on some
Thank
other
you. Thank you
matters.
for giving me the
We're
time.
very grateful.
Thank you.
We thank you for always having you.
All right, thank you.
Please, thank you very much, viewers at home. Quickly, I'd like to say one or two things from those from the live chat. Says Andrew Ogunjimi says, David, don't forget, Sheyi Tinubu is the first son of Nigeria. That's from Andrew Ogunjimi. Francesca says the same Jonathan Nigeria was criticizing in his reign is the one they are praising now. Mr. Ralph, you're welcome. Good morning, and you're welcome to Bystanders at the newsstand. We will still come to the issue of the list. But first and foremost, federal government spends 6 trillion subsidy on unavailable electricity in 10 years.
Jesus Christ. Still, we don't have lights. Still, we are clamoring for power station. Power station across the country, as you can see Port Alexis is doing in Abia State.
Abia State.
Yet, they lavishly spent this money on nothing.
In 10 years.
In 10 years. But where is light? No light. It is always epileptic power supply. It comes, within 30 minutes, it goes. It has not been stabilized. The light is not stable for years in Nigeria here. So whom are we going to blame? The government themselves. Look at the kind of money you quoted. Spent
10 trillion.
in 10 years, 10 trillion.
6 trillion.
These people are busy cheering our commonwealth. Yes, from local government chairman, councillors, ministers, senators, governors, they are busy cheering our money. Because if every governor could do what Lesotho of Abia State has done or is doing now, I don't think we will have issue of epileptic supply, power supply. Lesotho has, continued from where Bat Nnaji stopped, because that was an initiation by Bat Nnaji, the former Minister of Power and whatever.
Okay,
yes.
Okay, yes.
The man resigned. The one that found out that much corruption, Bat Nnaji, is going on in that section. I don't know, of the economy or whatever. The man just resigned. And now he was the one that initiated the power station that is supplying Abia State constant 24 hours light. They celebrated it the other day in Abia State. So if Nigeria could squander trillions of naira on power supply, and yet there is no electricity